Hey Harmonizers, welcome to this video. We've got Valiente here and he's gonna have a couple firsts today. So we're going to try long lining him for the first time. So doing a little bit of driving stuff for him because I think that will be good for him to prep him for riding under saddle, but also will be good for him just as another skill set, maybe something that we might do in our freestyle if we make it in the top 10 for the training challenge. That's only a few weeks away at this point, or a couple weeks away. And then we're also going to play around with the idea of teaching him how to sit. So I'm not sure if that's a realistic goal for him to get that in time for a freestyle, given the amount of time we have to work together on it. But I figure we may as well start it, see how comfortable. At the very least, teaching him to sit will hopefully gain some more confidence around his hind end. So we'll take a look at starting the first steps of teaching him how to sit. So I hope you guys enjoy.
Alright, so first up we are going to help Valiente with his sit. So in the beginning he was a little bit like not sure that he wanted to put his bum towards what I had set up. So I had to kind of block him a little bit with my one hand and just kind of be patient with him. He starts to kind of try to barge through me a little bit, so I have to block him a little bit. I'm trying to be considerate of the fact that I understand that this is confusing and a little bit scary for him. So as he starts to try and use his thinking side of his brain a little bit more, I get really soft with him and really rewarding with him. And I'm asking him to back right up to the base of where it is. And as soon as it touches the backs of his little legs there, I offer him a little cookie. So rewarding him along the way. And what I've set up there is basically 2 hay bales on the ground with a little saddle pad blanket over it. And then I've got 2 little bags of shavings at the side to kind of box it in a little bit. And I decided to put it up against a wall and kind of in a corner just to help him understand that he needed to stay kind of straight. So really this first session, teaching him to potentially sit down, is about getting him to understand that he can back into something, and the objective is not to back over top of it and not step on it, but instead to kind of shift his weight down and back. So see how he kind of tucks his bum down a little bit there? So I give him a cookie, and then I ask him to see if he can shift his weight again, and see how he rocks his weight back really well there. So I give him another cookie in that same moment. So I'm playing around with basically asking him to sit on his bum a little bit and asking him to understand that he needs to shift his weight down. Now, he does get crooked sometimes and he tries to shift around. He's not entirely sure what it is that I'm after, and he kind of startles himself a little bit, hitting the wall a little bit there. And I just try to be very patient and just try to give him the signal of the cue is to just think about shifting his weight back and being very patient and allowing him to solve the puzzle, recognizing that it's kind of tricky for him to figure this out a little bit. And when he does shift his weight onto his back, like kind of his hocks, and drop down a little bit, that's when I offer the reward. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit because it takes a while and a lot of patience, and it's a lot of really just politely kind of pressing and guiding, and you can see even in the sped up motion a little bit him playing with his weight back and forth a little bit, and he gets his bum pretty nicely tucked under. This whole session probably was about 25 minutes or so, and that's how we finish it, is just getting him to be nicely tucked a little bit. So hopefully he'll be more confident with that the next time we take him out. And then this is Valente's first time using the driving. So I'm using the long lines to drive him here. And I didn't film the very first part of him doing it, like the very first few seconds, because I didn't have anybody to film for me. But after, we'd probably been doing it probably about 5 minutes before somebody came and I asked them to film for me a little bit here. And so I was really impressed with how quickly he picked this up and really relaxed with it. Surprised me just at how good he was, just in terms of me being behind him and moving around and doing really nicely. So a little change of direction, a little bit of over the poles. So this is going to really help him with training him to ride under saddle, which is a goal of mine. He doesn't need to ride for the competition, but it will just be good for him to understand all of these cues. And unfortunately, I can't keep all my horses, so I will be looking for a home for Valiente. So if anybody's interested here on YouTube, definitely reach out and let me know. I really am starting to fall in love with this little guy. He's so agile, he's so versatile, and he's picking this stuff up really well and really learning how to use his thinking side of his brain. I was just super impressed at how well he figured out this driving. I think when I actually do get on him for the first time, I think it's going to go pretty easily. He just seems to have gained a lot of confidence and a lot of trust in me. So this is fantastic, showing you guys a little bit of a trot here with the long lines and doing a little change of direction at the same time. And I'm going to steer him through the pool noodles here. So I slowed him down to a walk. So just the fact that he's being able to take direction from behind him. He goes through the pool noodles. In a second, I'll switch camera angles. They came down to the other end so you could get a better view of that. So I'm thinking about including this in our freestyle. So only the top 10 get to do a freestyle at the Ohio Mustang Challenge. And I think it might be good to show a little bit of driving. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do you think it's a skill that we should show off as part of our freestyle? We only get 3.5 minutes, so we're going to have to make the most of it count. That's for sure. I'm just going to share another little clip here of him just steering up, and he's going to come through the pool noodle so you can see it from a little bit of a different perspective. But overall, he's showing me lots of calm thinking brain. He's really gained tons of confidence behind him, that he's able to take direction back behind him, as well as working on the sit. So all in all, he's getting a lot of confidence boosts, and it's working out really well. So I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to do his first ride, because I'll have to make sure somebody's around just for safety's sake if I need help. But he's looking like a little superstar. Let me know if you think we should do this as part of our freestyle routine. But thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.